Welcome to Eagle Spire Gaming. I'm your host, Crown, and today is November 24th. Great Penance, episode 23, the Warmaster Battle Titan. That's right, we are back with videos on all these lovely models that we have to get built, primed, painted, and put on the table for your viewing pleasure. It has been a minute. My hair's starting to grow back. I haven't filmed since July. I haven't done much since July. All the treatment kind of made it so that it wasn't really, all this fell out and wasn't really, that's not why I didn't film, but like, it messes with your head, messes with your brain, makes it, you can't do much. Even now, I can still kind of feel it a bit messing around in there, and it just makes it, you know, I feel like I ramble and stuff, but yeah, so we got this guy. Enough about that. We got this guy. Warmaster. There it is. I found it. Let's grab this now so I don't roll over it. I left these. This guy comes with some options for him. Warmaster Heavy Battle Titan. This one is the one with the guns. The other one has like a siege drill and a power claw thing. I'm gonna paint him up traitor for my opponents to use. For all the gremlins running around my house, they can have fun and try to smash this guy in close combat. But before we go further into talking about this guy, I just want to, it's hard to, you don't want to lift them from down here. All of these will break. Those are fragile. Each one is its own piece. And I almost just a minute ago tried to push on these as I picked it. I tried to pick it up like this, and I felt something soft and squishy move. And it's those banners, and they want to, these ones are fine. These ones are no. They're not much holding them on there, so that's a bit tricky. I did film like 3 days in a row streaming of me putting them together, but I didn't completely put them together because what I ended up doing was sub-assembly, of course, and this is a sub-assembly and another sub-assembly, and these panels were all mostly off, and the torso was off, and the legs were off, and I did all of this on its own without being put together before I then put it together. And you know, there's a panel in here and one on the other side. Those were off. I think I actually had these on, and that made it trickier to get into these bits. I don't want to flip it over. It made it trickier to get into under that stuff. And this, I think, can still come out. I don't think I glued it yet. I couldn't paint at all while I was, I couldn't paint for most of treatment, but I did find some time here and there to work on it, put a little layer of red, put a layer of yellow down, and I used some tape to do the lines for it. And it all came out great. And there was a couple of times where I couldn't paint, but I did have it in my mind that I could do something. So I clipped bits off of a sprue for Warhounds, and I clipped bits off of a sprue for a Warlord, and then one day I was able to prime them, and then after I finished it, once I could really paint, I finished him, then I did the Warhounds, so they're already done now, and next I need to start the Warlord. So I kept things moving a little bit, but it was a lot slower than it used to be. But where are my manners? I have something for you all, aside from this model. If you're like me, you might benefit from this. But I remember sometimes I just can't decide what I want to paint next, what I want to build next even. And I often remember thinking to myself, if I had somebody that would just tell me, hey, just do this. Just do these guys. There you go. Just do that. Get that done. That would have benefited me a lot. So I have a bit of a game for you all that you all can participate in for those of you viewing at home. I'm going to throw out a suggestion. I don't want to make it sound like I'm forcing you. Here's what you can paint. So if you have access to or availability, if you have the desire to paint what someone else is telling you to paint as a means of inspiring you to move forward, paint your biggest gun. If that is a Titan with the biggest guns, that works. If that is a shadow sword with a very long volcano cannon sticking out of its front, that works. If you want to take it metaphorical in nature and say that, you know, these guys are packing the strongest gun, it's not necessarily the biggest gun. You know, some demolisher cannons aren't big, but, you know, they pack more of a punch than a bunch of las cannons, right? So you can go with that. Las cannons aren't as big, though. All right, they pack more punch than than a battle cannon. Battle cannons are bigger, so you can go with that. If the biggest gun doesn't really work for you because you don't have guns, maybe you're painting Tyranids, bunch of close combat guys, let me know. Post it in the comments. I will. I'll provide better feedback, more specific towards what you need, towards what you have available to you. Don't go out and buy the biggest gun for you to paint. That's not how the Great Penance works, and you know that. Shame. But you know, if you do finish before I finish my next thing, which is going to be a Warlord, then let me know in the comments below that you finished, and we'll see how many people want to play this game. If you don't want to play this game, let me know. And if you want to comment, I'll get you a Discord link, and you can send me the pictures there. And that way we can, you know, maybe if you're okay with it, I will post your pictures to a video, and we can see how everyone's doing. This can all be a joint effort, a community group effort in vanquishing all those gray models and replacing them with nice painted ones that last longer on the table. Because, you know, painting your models means that you'll roll better for them. That is a proven fact. Somebody told me. I don't remember who. Anyway, let's talk about this guy. So tactics for him. He's a Titan. There aren't any tactics. No, there's a little bit of tactics. You got 9 guns on this guy. 1 gun, 2 gun. These little guys are a gun you can pick between that or those are anti-aircraft guns, and you can pick between that or a 15-inch bombardment gun with ignores cover. So, you know, maybe in like 4 or 5 shots, I think this is 5 shots. You know, so there's a choice. There's a las cannon on the knee. Las cannon on the knee las cannon. But the only las cannons on this guy that you get to actually shoot shots from are these guys, because it is rear arc. So, you know, a little defense gun, and there's a Mauler point defense gun thing. I think it's these guys here, Mauler point defense battery. But I think you can also shoot it to the rear. Oh yeah, because there's another one here on the butt, a butt gun, a little butt chassis. So yeah, and then the final gun, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, where is the 6th gun? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, because there's 6 that you don't get to choose from. Oh well, I don't remember. Oh, and 6 in the missile launcher up at the top. That's fun. 40-inch range, 5-inch blast. I think it's like two shots against everybody that's under the template, so that's cool. You can get quite a few people with that. You can hit it against all kinds of stuff. And then these 2 make for your last gun. Did I say 9? Oh. No, that's not everything still. Hold on a second. Let me check. So it's not actually 9 guns. That's the problem. It's 4 things that you're kind of stuck between with choice between these guys being the thing. And then really of those 4 guns, this is 2. You get two Suzerain class plasma destroyers. And then you get to choose 2 guns for I'm calling them armpit guns, but they're kind of bicep-y in nature, right? Like, you know, they go up at the top of the bicep, but you can, you know, if you build it right, I can actually move mine a little bit. Well, maybe I can't. Yeah, you can move it. You can angle it. I can't move it while you can see the whole thing because my hand goes in the way. But what you can't do is, even though I was pushing on the wrong thing, even though it, you know, I could have moved it any direction when I was building it, when I was painting it still, this thing got in the way. And so, you know, oops, that was supposed to happen. as I was painting it, once I like did the wash on the metal, on the metallics and everything, I actually kind of locked this up, and I had to push on it. I had to push on it to get it to start moving again. And how I ended up fixing that was I put the gun in and then twisted it, and that broke the shade, you know, created a seal. And it's kind of hard to grab that thing because it was already there. So then once I got it where I can move it again, I was able to do things. And I painted the entire thing around that, and I didn't realize that once this goes here, that's going to block the path. So, wasted a bit of time doing that, but I wasted my time so that you can not waste yours. And I almost just grabbed it right here again, and that would have broken it. I already got to play with this guy, and I took him to a game a week ago, and I will do a battle report for that. And in it, this part's broken because when I was packing him up, I picked him up. I went to scoop him up, and I picked him up by the you know, the crotch, and that broke him. Broke him right then and there. And then I think on the way home, I just had them sitting in a box, which is not good. On the way home, I had his gun broke off. So casualties. I had casualties. So yeah, tactics. I started talking about them, and then I got horribly distracted, and that's just kind of how my brain is right now. Yeah, a lot of these guns are short-range guns. I have these plasma blast guns on here because they are, I think they look cool. I think, you know, plasma glow always looks cool. I think the blue goes well with everything else. The turbo laser destructor, I painted all of those. I can pop these out and push fit whatever I want in there, except for the Apocalypse missile launcher, because those are, they don't fit into that slot that I already put in there. They kind of fit in when you're building that thing. It clamps around it. So, I'm going to try and cut it up a bit and see if I can get it where it can fit in there. Maybe use a bit of plastic. I'll figure something out so I can still use them. They get a lot of shots, and that's good. Something this guy suffers from is the ability to clear out lots of infantry. But you probably don't really want him to kill lots of infantry. You want lots of infantry to kill lots of infantry. He kills tanks and titans. If you focus his fire on something like a Reaver or less, you're probably going to kill it if you can get everything to shoot at it. Because even you know, some of these shots are still going to go through their shields. Probably better, though, to have something else get rid of the shields so that you can use the engine killer on this to kill them. But yeah, so you don't want to go too far forward because you don't want to get swarmed by stuff. You definitely want to avoid shock pulse, but you don't want to be too far back, because if you're too far back, then, you know, those suzerain class plasma destructors, they don't have but so much. They're like 26-inch range. You have 12 void shields. You want the other guy to shoot at you, so that you can use those void shields. And if he's able to take out 12 of your void shields in a turn, and then he doesn't manage to do the 8 wounds to kill this thing, next turn, you're probably going to have 6, you know, on average, 6 void shields again. And he's going to have to chew through all of those again. And he's not going to have as much firepower as he had previously. Whereas this guy is still the same amount of firepower. So you can do a lot of damage with those. Turbo laser destroyers are a good option to put on him because they have the longer range. Like I said, I went with plasma blast guns because I like the way they look for the videoing purpose. But you could also, if you're going to be getting closer in range, plasma blast guns now have 3 shots, so they are good to use for that. You know, Vulcan Mega Bolters would be good, but, you know, helps you kill infantry and shields. But you're probably, you know, like I said, maybe just have something else to kill enemy shields so that you can, because those shots they're going to get used up on the big guns before they get used on that. So, yeah, I went with anti-tank damage. The other option would then be the Melta Cannon. But the Melta Cannon has a really short range. I mean, you get 2 of them. you know, maybe if I find myself getting in real close to enemy stuff, maybe if my enemy is bringing things that are charging up at me like that, then maybe I'll start using the melta cannons. I like the plasma blast guns. I like the look of it. It just looks better than the melta cannon anyway. So, and it's already got some plasma there. So yeah, I think it looks really good. So, it's hard to really say much else about the tactics for this guy, because the truth is, like, it's a Titan. You know, you're not moving. You can crush buildings. You can destroy. You can walk up to buildings and just kick them. And you can walk up to obstacles and just crush them under your feet. And you can crush the enemy under your feet. Just don't get charged. Or get charged, and that way you can use your calf. Just don't get charged by too much stuff. You can still shoot. You can still be shot when you're charged. I think Titans would benefit a lot from rules that say that they can walk into engagement range with things that are smaller than them. But this one isn't actually built for combat. It just has a high calf anyway. So, you know, you get charged by too many Velatari or Ogryn or something, then you will start to take some damage there, and that will be bypassing your strongest asset of those 12 Void Shields. So yeah, avoid things that are going to strip your Void Shields. Definitely avoid Shock Pulse. Anyway, that's all the time we have for today. I hope you have enjoyed looking at this guy. I don't have a name for him yet, but I will see you all next time. This has been Eagle Spire Gaming. Thanks for flying by.